Tammy Homegardner here, and on this video we want to talk about why having a large network on LinkedIn really matters. First, as you know, you need to get to at least 501 connections, which will show on your LinkedIn profile as 500 plus. After 500 connections, LinkedIn only shows the 500 plus symbol, and they do this to emphasize quality over quantity. They do not want LinkedIn users to just try to collect connections so that they can boast that they have the most connections. LinkedIn also figured out mathematically that when you get to over 500 connections, your network has a good base of people when considering the exponential components of your first, second, and third degree connections. However, your network is not nearly as valuable if you don't have targeted connections. In the last video, we talked about the fact that you should connect with most people who reach out and send you a connection request. But when you are sending out your own connection requests, you should be trying to get as many targeted connections as you can and not just try to connect with just anybody. We'll talk about how to actually do that in a later video, but first, let's examine why having a large network on LinkedIn really matters. Number one, you can get a ridiculous number of profile views. Chances are that when you add a new user to your connections, they'll end up checking out your profile. Once you start adding and accepting more LinkedIn connections, you'll see your profile views dramatically increase. I went from a few profile views when I started to almost 1,000 profile views now. Pretty incredible, huh? With a large LinkedIn network, you'll find yourself having more endorsements than an Eagle Scout. Another great advantage of increasing your LinkedIn connections is the huge increase in endorsements you can get. Endorsements are like LinkedIn badges of honor, as coworkers and friends will endorse you for certain skills that you have. When you're lacking in connections, you've got less people in your network who can endorse you. Getting a few 99-plus endorsement streaks looks fantastic on a LinkedIn profile, but it's nearly impossible to get that many endorsements without a large connection base. And remember, the higher the number of endorsements on each skill that you have, the higher your profile will rank for that particular skill. And that's pretty important. More people will want to connect with you, which results in an increase in connection requests. Once you begin your LinkedIn connection spree, you'll find that as you add more connections, you'll also receive more connection requests from other users as well. Your LinkedIn inbox will be full in no time. After implementing my new LinkedIn connection strategies, you can find yourself receiving 100 to 300 connection requests each week. Legendary LinkedIn post engagements will result in an increase in comments, likes, and shares. When you have a large LinkedIn network and lots of connections, your status updates receive legendary LinkedIn post engagement. When you first start out, your posts might receive a few likes, but nothing really very exciting. But after you add to your connections, your status updates can receive anywhere from 30 to 200 likes. Once your post receives some decent engagement, LinkedIn will begin giving timeline preference to your post, resulting in even more engagement. It's an awesome cycle of LinkedIn love. Your published content will get more popular. This results in an increased engagement of your published content. Once you become one of the LinkedIn elite, your published content skyrockets in popularity. How does this come about? The LinkedIn blogging platform notifies users when a connection has published a post. That means with more connections in your network, more users will be alerted when you publish a new piece of content. The network is a truckload of engagement with your published content, a marketer's dream come true. And this could be especially valuable when you are looking for a new position. And LinkedIn will show your profile more often. Once you reach 501 or more connections, you're 500 plus. LinkedIn shows your profile more often. LinkedIn's search algorithm is programmed to reward those who have at least 500 connections. And so this simply means that LinkedIn will show your profile more often when you've taken the time to become what they call a super connector. When LinkedIn shows your profile more often over others, you're more likely to get noticed by hiring managers and recruiters. Always make a habit of engaging with your connections. Share your knowledge with them. Acknowledge their accomplishments, and you'll be on your way to both business and career success.